are listening to an exclusive on PodHub Network. Your city, your podcast.
To the delight of this crowd, McClendon marches down the dugout steps with first base. McCutcheon's throw. The runner breaks to the plate. Here's the throw. Wow. He is out. The Buccos win.
That ball's hit well to left center field. Back toward the track. And that ball is gone.
You are listening to the North Shore 9 podcast. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, make sure to watch NS9 Live every Thursday on Twitch and help support by becoming a patron. Let's go Bucks!
Yo, 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 welcome to NS9 Live. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, Jim, Tyler. What up?
What's up? What's happening?
Not a lot.
Howdy, friends.
Howdy, Tyler.
I'm so mad we couldn't sweep today. I wanted to sweep so bad.
I mean, come on,
Yeah.
Jim. How many times do we have to go through this? It's not going to happen.
Like,
Hey, I'll
this
take
is three.
take two or
three-
three from the Reds.
Yeah. Well, I'll take 2 out of 3 from the Reds anytime, but like this is 3 straight series in a row. We had the chance to sweep, and it didn't happen.
Well, I think you put it very eloquently when you gave a what in the F isn't Overton?
Hey, though, three scoreless innings. He did his job.
He did. He pitched fine, I guess. I still don't know what in the F in Overton is, but
But he pitched fine. I mean, I got to hand it to him. It was just 3 innings. But for those 3 innings, he looked impressive. He made it to pitching ninja. I mean, let's just go there.
That's impressive. I was actually as soon as they said he was the starter, I was like, okay, first off, who in the hell is this guy? And then I realized
you didn't say hell.
in my head, that's what's but
On this show, he said hell.
yeah, I'm trying to be PG-13 for the show. But so I was like, oh, we claimed him off waivers apparently. The guy's only made 7 career starts in the minor leagues. So I was like, so basically this is going to be a bullpen game, and that's pretty much what it turned into. But it almost worked.
I was gonna say, albeit though, he did pitch 3. I was expecting like 1 inning. Goes the second inning and that's done. He pitched 3, so I'll give him that. He went a little longer than I expected for him to go. But I mean, it could just be me. It could just be that it was 1 game, whatever, no big deal. But he looked good. Like, I mean, it wasn't just he threw 3 scoreless innings. I mean, he was throwing some nasty stuff.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I'll just take your word for it.
Boo hoo. Jim lives outside of Cincinnati. Go live in a normal city.
Oh man, I feel like I played in the game. I just caught a calf cramp in the middle of a podcast. Man, I'm a hard worker.
Tyler's going on the 60-day IL.
Hey, I've got 4 days off in a row here, starting tomorrow.
Do you?
Oh yeah, taking a 4-day
The
weekend.
guy who doesn't take
Nice long
any
weekend.
time off.
My last day off was October of last year. Well, work day.
I would just take a whole month off. Just take the month.
No, I can't be doing that.
Any plans, by the way?
Monday's my birthday, so we're going to be drinking.
Ooh.
Well, obviously. Why else would you take time off?
I might actually go golfing on my own tomorrow.
By yourself? With all of your friends?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I've got plenty of friends in my head.
All in low places.
Honestly, golfing
think-
by yourself is pretty fun.
Love it.
I wouldn't know.
Take as many shots as you want. Just
Take your time. Yeah.
screw up. I don't feel like chasing that ball. Whatever. Drop another.
Yeah, you don't even have to follow rules. You can just make your own rules if you want.
Yeah, but I'm still going to follow the rules because I
To an
like to know if I know, but I like to know if I'm getting better.
Are you getting better?
I mean, on 9 holes, I shoot in the high 40s
That's not bad. I mean, that's better than most people.
on crappy courses mostly, but
I would say golf is the one sport where, I mean, I've been playing it since I was 19. And I play quite often, but like I haven't gotten any better from the first time I picked up a club to now. Like I it's the exact same. Well, maybe like my skill level's getting better. Like I'm better at like striking the ball. Like I'm actually better at hitting the ball, but my score doesn't really change.
All of Jim's peripherals are off the charts. He's got a great fit.
Probably around 20 years old, I started really golfing like 17, like my senior year of high school. And then about 20 in college, I was shooting like low 40s. I wasn't good, but now when you get a real job, it's kind of hard to golf more than like you're lucky if you get out a dozen times a summer.
Yeah.
I mean, I get out maybe 6, 7. Now I'm back and like I'll shoot and I'll make it up to like 55 every now and then.
Nice. I mean, I'm just sitting back. I don't golf. I've golfed once in my life. It wasn't even like me golfing. It was a scramble.
Yeah.
It was for
golf's one of those sports, definitely, that if you don't do it by the time you're a certain age, you just won't pick it up because everyone's already advanced and you don't want to look like an idiot.
See, I've always felt like golf is like an older person sport for the most part. I'm not saying like, if you're young, you're an idiot for doing it. I'm just saying like, I feel like it's more older. I feel like it'd be something that you would get yourself into like at a later age. You're saying the opposite.
Well, you can definitely get into it more at a later age because you can play it more.
You can't start.
But to Tyler's point, like if you just picked up a golf club for the first time in your life at age 35, I don't know how much fun it would be for you.
I'm gonna pick it up now just to prove you guys wrong.
No, you're gonna sit there and think about
Jim.
You're gonna sit there and think about all the house projects you should be doing instead of shooting a 7 on 9.
All the NFTs I could be buying instead of
all the
shooting
NFTs.
at 90s. Yeah.
No, but if you're trying to get into it, scramble's definitely the way to go.
It was a golf outing in memorial of my uncle's memorial golf outing. It was the very first one. It was a scramble.
And that's the only time you've golfed?
That was it. I've done, I mean, don't laugh. Like I've done like the driving ranges, in my backyard, there was like this church and my neighbor was on a golf team. So, and I had like a set of golf clubs from my aunt. Now, mind you, I was younger, so they fit, they were actually appropriate, but,
so you're rocking ladies clubs.
Yes. Yeah. But anyways, we used to go out like in the church and just chip, and whatever. But that was like the extent of my golf game.
You live in Florida,
I have one.
Though.
Yeah, really.
If I lived in Florida, I'd be golfing at least twice a week.
See, now easily. I guess this is where Tyler makes his point. I didn't golf. I came down here. I didn't care to golf, and there you go. Though you do make a good point.
Once you start, if you start though, you catch the bug.
I mean, I could see
all it takes is
myself. Like I am that way.
Yeah.
Hence,
all it takes is one shot.
NFTs right now. Like once I get into
really
something,
it.
I have a very obsessive type of personality and stuff. So yeah, if I were to get into it, I would be.
It is an extremely expensive hobby because you just want to keep buying new clubs.
So instead of like equipment like podcast equipment and mics and cameras and stuff, I would just
I need a new driver every year.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you need a new driver every year.
Or down there, you got probably a lot of water on the courses, so you need new balls quite often.
Don't be buying no Pro Vs.
Well, welcome to NS9 Golf.
Not to mention, golfing in Florida cannot be cheap. Like, I know in Northeast Ohio it's not expensive, and I'm guessing in Kentucky it's not too bad. Florida, I'm imagining it's not a low price tag.
Depends on where you're going. The thing with Florida is that there are a lot of courses. So, I mean, I know every time I go to Florida, I use that Golf Now app, right? And you can just like find a course that day that has openings, and it's usually not too bad.
Jim, I go to a golf course that people wear jeans to, and it's $15 for 18 holes.
Yeah, I don't know of any of those around here.
Oh, it's great. It's one of those just I'm gonna hit 4 balls off the tee. We're gonna see where this thing goes.
All right.
Well, Ryder Cup's next week, you guys.
I know the show's dubbed the show about nothing, but we got to get off of this golf stuff. We've lost everybody.
All right. Go USA, though, next weekend in the Ryder Cup.
Sure. Is that Ryder with a Y or an I? I feel like it's a Y.
Oh, my God. It's a Y. Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
See, look at me.
There you go.
I used to watch John Daly. My grandfather loved golf. Every Sunday, golf was on.
Oh, Jim, we gotta get off this golf thing. Hey, I used to watch John Daly.
Wait. It's okay as long as I'm like showing off, right? Now we can stop.
Okay, I'll get it back on track here because I'm great at keeping things on track.
Sure.
Yes. That is your specialty.
The 1973 Pirates. Here we go.
Nope. I think we saw one of the most exciting plays in baseball, and it's someone scoring from second on an infield hit.
Yes.
That was
Does anybody disagree that that's probably the most exciting play in baseball?
It's up there with.
I can't think of another. Maybe a robbed home run.
It's up there with like I think triples are always fun. Inside the park home runs are pretty cool.
Yeah, inside the parkers are cool.
But no, scoring from second on a ground out, that's fun. That's
like the old man special hustle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone dreams of Josh Harrison doing that all the time.
Well, and then after the game, he's in an interview, he's like, Roberto would be smiling right now because that's how he played the game. It was just like perfect moment for it.
It was. Everything last night was well. It was a good, decent game for the Pirates. I mean, I know I sound like all down. First of all, let's talk. Okay, the Pirates win the series again. All right, let's be on a happy note. The Pirates take 2 out of 3 of Cincinnati a week ago from today. We brought up how the Pirates have 9 games against the Reds. There's one thing that we want to see that this, from the closeout this year, at least beat up on the Reds. Right. So far, so good. 2 out of 3. Last night, the way they won it, as Tyler's alluding to, was just ridiculous. It was dumb. It was stupid. That shouldn't have happened, and yet it did. Wilmer Defoe just took off from second, kept running, scored. Thank you, Joey Votto.
I just absolutely love scoring from second on an infield hit because you don't see it coming.
Yeah. I mean, all 3 of us right now, when you're watching that game, the camera's just on first base. You didn't know anything was going on behind the scenes. When you just caught a glimpse and found out that like Defoe was running or about to score, what was your thoughts?
It kind of feels like a Javi Baez moment, which really pains to say because Javi would do it all the time.
It's just Defoe being Defoe.
That is, though. I'm not shocked that it was him at all.
Oh, it's good to see good baseball. And you don't see much of that with Pittsburgh. Because this is a really boring and unwatchable team.
Yeah. A lot of repetitive talk about them as well, as it's now a show about nothing. Because honestly, we could come on here again and talk about, Ryan Hayes is driving the ball up the middle again, but he's getting on base. And, Mitch Keller is looking decent, but there's still some flaws. And, we could just keep rehashing everything we keep talking about. I feel like for the past 4 months.
It was nice to see Keller. It was nice to see Keller though, like settle in because it looked like it was going to be another one of those. Oh well, here we go again. Yeah, he gave up 2 runs in the first inning yesterday, and then he settled in, forced 4 zeros, and ended up with a nice line. 5 innings, 2 runs. We'll take that. We'll take that most games.
I think I tweeted, "Good to see Mitchell's back to being Mitchell," but it was good to see him kind of settle in a little bit. Because we've seen him implode way too many times, and for once he didn't implode. So I think he's had a nice little stretch, like a little under the radar stretch. He isn't dominating, but he's pitched competitively.
That's what I feel is the best way to put it. Him coming back from the IL, or not from really fly out. He was just down option. He was just down in AAA. But coming back from AAA, he I feel like there was one start that was pretty awful. But overall, it's not as if you're wowed. It's not as if you're like just impressed by him. But it's completely different from the beginning of this year. You know? And I think that last start spoke a lot, because if you said, Tyler, it looked like Mitch was back to Mitch. You know, he had a good start before this start. So here he goes. The beginning of this game, he's already looking bad. It's going to be a bad game. But I think what was most important was he had that bad start, and then it was gone. You know, as you mentioned, that's when he implodes. He's done. He's lost it. Game's over. But he came back out. He finished and went like the rest of the time strong. What, 4 more innings, right? I think he pitched 5 innings, 90 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
He looked for those next 4 innings like a very capable pitcher. So that's what impressed me the most, was how he bounced back from that first inning and then still put in a very good, solid start.
Yeah, I think he's starting to look. I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but he's putting together competitive innings and starting to look a little bit more like he can at least compete at a major league level, which is just the most baby steps we can have. But he doesn't look like, oh my God, we're going to lose our mind if we have to watch him pitch again.
But they're steps. And that's what I'm for. Like, this at least is something to my, like, in my mind.
We're crawling right now.
Yes, but this is something that you can build on for next year, I feel. I don't think you're going into this offseason just, what is Mitch Keller?
I think you still are asking who he is, but to Tyler's point, and really both your points, since he's been back up, he has looked like a different pitcher. And I just actually was curious to see if there's anything really that's changed. He still hasn't been great, right? Like his second half ERA is 5.09, right? Whereas he was 7.04 before being sent down. But if you look kind of and you dig a little bit deeper into that, his walk rate has been cut in half. So he's now walking half as many batters as he was in the beginning of the season. And that right there, that's a huge thing. The whole time we were talking about him, the whole first half of the year was he needs to attack hitters. He needs to throw more strikes. What's he doing? He seems like he's doing that now, right? And it's led to a better FIP. His FIP is 3.56 since being called up. His xFIP is 4.26. So his if you're just looking at like kind of what he's doing, he's been pitching a lot better since he's been called up.
I don't want to say it again, but Stallings caught the game, but would like to see the difference between Stallings and Perez there.
Yeah, I'd like to go and make these games. I know we talked about before, it really wasn't like much of a difference when Jim did bring those up, but
it's like a 3-run difference, but it's still bad.
Yeah, but I just, it's like I agree with Jim. You know, like nothing has been great. He had one really, really bad outing. You know, he gave up 7 earned runs against the Cardinals. After that, nothing's been great.
He had a really good start against was it the Cubs?
The Cubs and also St. Louis. He gave up 2. He had 2 starts that were scoreless. Overall, the body of work, like you said, Jim, that's what really has stood out to me, is he's throwing strikes. That's the biggest thing that stands out to me, throwing strikes. The second thing I would say is the fact that, like Tyler's saying, like he looks like a competent pitcher. Like we joke about it, but he just looked awful. The body language, everything just looked awful at the beginning of the year. It just looked like he was afraid. It was like your first day at kindergarten. You didn't want to go out into the school. You don't want to leave your mom. You know, he just didn't look like he wanted to be out there, and he looks different right now. So to me, again, it's all baby steps. I know, like you said, we don't know what we're getting with Mitch Keller. You know, we still have questions, and that's for sure. But as of right now, to me, I can look and say he could potentially belong in that rotation next year. Like, there's no reason for me to not get him in the rotation. If he continued what he was doing at the beginning of this year, remember, we were talking about, is he a bullpen guy? Or do you put him in the bullpen right now to try to fix him?
Mhm.
That's what we're going into this offseason, potentially thinking, like, is he even a starting pitcher? To me right now, I look, you know what? He's not great, but he's solid enough that he is a starting pitcher. Maybe he works on another pitch. Maybe he works on something else this offseason, but you get him into next year and you can pencil him into that rotation and hope he builds upon from this.
You know who caught that game against that he gave up 7 runs? Michael Perez.
So I just looked it up. Here's where we're at right now. After last night, 8.13 earned run average with Perez in 6 starts. 14 starts with Stallings, 5.22. So it's not like we were really great either way. But yeah, about a 3-run difference.
I mean,
That's a good amount.
But it's not as if it's good with Stallings either.
Does anybody have like a teammate catcher ERA with Stallings compared to Perez? Just something. I don't know where to find it. Yeah, just curious. Maybe just a tack on to my. I don't know if Michael Perez should be on this team ever again. Tangent that I kind of want to go on.
As Jim's looking at it, let's talk about that. I mean, obviously, Stallings is going to be here next year unless I feel like the Pirates are blown over the trade, right? So Perez is gone, right? I mean, there's no way Perez is on this team next year.
He should not be. Like, something else that noticed today, Sam Howard pitching, and did anybody else catch why am I drawing a blank? Oscar Marin come out and kind of rip him a new asshole?
I didn't.
No. Again, I wasn't able to watch.
So it seemed like Marin came out. It was 2 outs. He had, I can't remember who, down 1-2, and Marin came out, and it was a very animated conversation. And of course, AT&T Sports didn't do a great job of covering it because they were busy focusing on Joey Votto in the dugout. But they kind of talked about it. And it's something I don't think we've really seen Marin do. And I didn't, unfortunately, because they were too busy focusing on Votto in between every single pitch. We didn't get to see if Howard was shaking off Perez or what was going on or really who he was yelling at. But there was no mouth covering and there's a lot of yelling.
Well, Sam Howard has been awful since coming back.
That he has. But I really wanted to know. I went back about 4 times to try to watch it to see if he was maybe shaking off Perez or what it might have been. I didn't see him really execute pitches poorly. So I couldn't really catch it all, but it would have been great. Maybe we'll have to reach out to Mike and see if he got any more info on it.
Yeah. I think
Jim's doing a great job of researching
info,
for us.
But before Jim does that, something I want to say, and this isn't by us. I mean, I only knew of it because it was on the broadcast, but looking at it, I mean, they brought up the attention that Sam Howard threw 6 changeups today, and he threw 4 on the season all year. So I don't know if there's some method to that madness or not, but something of interest.
I mean, I really do wish that they would have possibly, not kept cutting to the dugout every 5 seconds. But something was going on there. Just could not catch it, but it was 2 outs, nobody on. He walked the guy. Marin came storming out of the dugout.
Throw the damn ball, boy.
That's the thing, though. I thought his pitches were working well. Jim, are you finding our stat or what?
I've already got it. I was just waiting for you to finish.
We got Jim back in the truck. Here. Jim, can you tell us those numbers?
Michael Perez, catcher ERA of 5.54. 5.54. Oh. Jacob Stallings is 4.87. So 4.87 to 5.54, which is pretty significant. I just don't know how much really you put into catcher ERA, to be honest.
It's not significant. I don't think enough to really put much into that.
That's kind of how I feel.
Which,
especially with
here's the other
poor
thing too.
pitching.
This is by far the worst of Perez's career. Now he's been with Tampa Bay, but his previous catcher ERAs 2.83, 3.61, 3.79.
Right. But again,
And the other part to look at that is like any doubleheaders he's catching the back half where they're throwing absolute garbage. So he's naturally just going to have a worse catcher ERA.
But like even in Tampa Bay, it was excellent.
I know. I'm just saying this year for the Pirates.
but he's got Tampa Bay's
He's gonna-
bullpen and rotation. You know, like that's
and he had,
that's, again.
and
That's
he had all the Pirates players.
As I think catcher ERA has a lot more to do with the pitcher than the catcher.
No, I mean I believe you,
That's-
but I think like to Tyler's point, when you have the same staff, if there was a significant difference, like to me as well, that's not as significant. But like if Jacob Stallings was at a 4.2 and Perez was at a 5.8, they're the same pitchers this year, then I'd be like, okay, there's something in there. But 5. What would you
That's
say?
not-
5.2, 4.8.
We're 5.54 versus 4.87.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
about
not
a point
that
seven
significant.
difference.
It's not. No, it's not. So that kind of ruins my whole thing.
Right.
Jim, why'd you have to look up a stat?
However, I mean, maybe just
No,
Mitch Keller
somebody asked
isn't
him.
comfortable with Perez, regardless of whatever it is.
That could always be the case.
And honestly, if you think about the difference, that could just be Mitch Keller itself.
Truthfully, that probably is what it is.
Right. When you take Mitch Keller out, like their ERAs are exactly the same. When you put in Mitch Keller, Stallings just drops, Perez just increases.
And for what it's worth, like from a defensive metric standpoint, Perez is a decent defensive catcher according to Fangraphs.
They also have Salvi as a bad defensive catcher.
Well, that's
But
true.
Salvi's going to hit 45 bombs. You know, I was all aboard any extension talk. Let me be the first to say that.
All aboard.
Whatever. But anyways, with Perez, I think he's gone. You can find something else. That's all. That's all the time I feel.
There are enough options for backup catcher out there that there's just no reason to roll with him again. Yeah.
You know, one guy, I mean, we're talking about backup catchers. I mean, like, you know, it's not that important of a position. It's not like you're talking about your starting ace, right? But like, I just wish we would have seen more of like Luke Maley. Like, that's the one like that is kind of like never got his opportunity. I don't know. He's a good
I mean, it's
defensive
not like
catcher.
not like I don't care.
I mean, we're talking about backup catchers. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're not talking about the ace, but as far as backup catchers go, I was kind of intrigued by Luke Maley.
Let's just be honest
Oh.
here. Most of the things that we could talk about for the Pirates, nobody gives a shit about.
I mean,
Like
no
we're
one-
talking about Luke Maley. Who cares?
for the most part, no one really cares about Mitch Keller at this point in time. So,
Correct. But you know what I really do want to see more of? I think you got to sign Yoshi. I don't care. Sign the guy. I can't watch him walk and hit 45 bombs.
And you know it's gonna happen
Yeah.
too. Like you know that he's gonna sign with somebody and he's just gonna have an unreal season next.
I can't do that. I would rather give him, I don't know what he's going to command, like 2 years, 8 million, 7 million.
that's the truth.
I don't know.
I
don't know. I don't care. What is it? It's not going to be anything like significant. Sign him so that I don't have to watch him go play for the freaking like Padres. And,
Cubs.
oh, it'll be the Cubs will want it. Or the Cardinals. And watch him hit 45 bombs. Because everything he has done here, nothing shows you since he's been here that he's like a super regression candidate.
Right. That's
He makes
the thing.
contact. You know, he draws walks. His
strikeouts just got
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah.
ISO there. BABIP's not outrageous. Like there's nothing there other than the fact that he's awful defensively.
And it's bad defensively. But even the thing is, like, even today, like, you look, the outs that he makes is all like the warning track.
Like I looked at his stats earlier. I think he has 9 barrels with the Pirates. He had none. All he does is just barrel the ball here. Doesn't strike out anymore. He walks all of a sudden. He's worth like 1 WAR since he's gotten here.
So he's at 0.9 WAR. Now, for some reason,
-6.
I don't know. I mean, this was just one account, but I kind of chirped into it a little bit last night at 2 a.m. I don't know why we're even comparing the two, but let's bring it up right now. I will, because I guess there's this whole thing about Josh Bell, last 30 days, whatever. Yoshi is worth 0.9 WAR. Josh Bell is worth 1 WAR on the whole season. Like, this is where we're at. Colin Moran is worth what, 0.4 WAR, I think, at this time, top of my head.
Probably.
Yoshi is at 0.9. Everything that you're saying is literally like what we're talking about here. There is no sign. Like, I cannot believe this player that I'm watching was let go by the Rays and the Dodgers. And looking at his stats with them, that's the player he was with them. Because
That's
you're
the thing.
absolutely
He
right.
couldn't-
There's nothing
couldn't
that
hit at
shows me
all.
he's not a good hitter.
Yeah, it's weird.
And it started from day one. It's not even as if
Mhm.
it just caught fire now. The moment he stepped into Pittsburgh, he just started barreling the baseball. So what was going on for these past year and a half with the other clubs?
I mean, I think we talked about in the chat that one of you guys brought up that he went back to his whatever stance he had in Japan. But aside from that, all he's done is hit the damn baseball.
But the odd thing about that is the thing he's known for is he changes his stance every year. So even in Japan, that was the thing he was known for. Every year he came in and changed his stance. So even when you talk about which isn't really confirmed by me, but I'll say when you talk about okay, so he's apparently going back to something he's more comfortable with in Japan. Which year did he do that at? Because that's apparently what he's known for. So it's okay, so maybe that is the case, but still, it's so odd. Just looking at his MLB career, it's just so weird.
Yeah, he was terrible. And then he got here, and we're getting to the point where it's a larger, small sample size, and he's still just hitting the ball hard. I don't care. You have to sign the guy. Give him a 2-year deal worth anything not crazy, but what's it gonna hurt?
We're now at the point where 1/4 of his major league plate appearances have been with the Pirates. A quarter. So what we've seen out of him has been 1/4 of his career.
I cannot go watch him play for another team and hit 40 bombs next year. I would rather watch him suck here.
And it goes back. Go ahead, Jim.
I am curious to kind of see, like we were talking about, hey, what is he going to command on the free agent market? Do you just pay him like he's been playing the last 2 months? Do you pay him like he did his previous year and a half? Because his previous year and a half,
2 months, it's 1 month.
Right.
It's
but
28
that's the thing.
games.
If you take 2020 and 2021, then you're oh, well, this is a minor league contract with an invite to camp kind of guy. But then, but then you look at these last 27 games, and it's this could be a premier power hitter in this league.
It's like Jose Abreu.
I really don't think it's anything more than $3-4 million a year that he gets though on the open market. He's still a quarter infielder
or 6 right now.
Is that what he's at?
I think he signed a 2-year, $12 million deal.
Yeah, it was 6. It was 6 a year.
Yeah, but that was
plus his posting fee and all that.
Yeah, that's fresh out of Japan though. This is different now.
But here's the thing. This is I think what complicates it more. You're right, but still in Japan it was unknown. So you're taking a risk on him, and the risk was $6 million.
Now it's more unknown.
But I know. Well, it's the whole anomaly thing. What if a team does really buy into this, and this is their known? No, of course he's not going to hit 309 the whole year. He's not going to have a 189 weighted run created plus the whole year. But like, what if they're buying
You don't know
into
that.
this? You don't know that. And they're
See,
like, here's 2 years, 20 million.
I would say the difference there is that the Rays played him a little bit at third base, and the defensive value was unknown more. Now we know he's going to play first base. He can't play anywhere else. He's terrible.
If that.
In the field.
We're hoping there's a DH.
Yeah, but even DHs aren't getting that for 1/4 of their career.
Now, mind you, I
But
don't think he's getting
I mean,
220.
Yeah, I think his ideal position is DH. Like you would like to keep him off the field. I think that's what DiNardo's going for there.
I'm with you, but we got Colin Moran. He's not great either. We've seen a lot of bad first base play.
Do we? I mean,
Colin Moran's not awful there.
He's not. This is what I was gonna do.
But that's the thing though. Not awful is good for the Pirates at first base.
The thing about Yoshi and Moran, right? Moran is safe. He is not a bad player. He's not a great player. Yoshi could end up being a bad player somehow or another, right? What he was with the Rays and the Dodgers. But like what he presents is a lot of upside. And that's why like I'm all for it too. Like what's that risk going to be? Personally with me, I feel like a 2-year, almost like the same deal again, the 2-year $12 million that he signed with the Rays is something that he might be able to get. That might be on the high end. I mean, again, like look at CJ Crone, look at Jesus Aguilar, you know? I mean, I think Yoshi's in that category. Those guys 1-year deals for $5-6 million. That's it. So like tell me after what he's gone through and it's only being 28 games, by the end of the year it'll be like, close to 40. With this type of production, I don't think you can go at like anything more than like a 2-year, $12 million deal for him, right? So if you're the Pirates, I'm with you too. Like, do it. Do it. I would much rather see it happen here. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
That's true. I mean, you look at CJ Crone, he's been a well above average major league hitter his entire career. And he's having a good year this year too. And he was signed to a 1-year, $1 million deal this year.
Right. Now, mind you, his 2020 season was bad, but it was shortened and it was a very low base. Like his on base was great. His average was like a 190. Everything else
wasn't
was good.
actually that bad. That was his best season ever, really. Actually, 138 weighted runs created plus last year.
So, like, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, first off, again, with the whole Josh Bell thing, like first baseman can be signed for rather cheap on 1-year deals.
Yep.
Like, give me Jesus Aguilar like every year. CJ Crone, I'll be cool with that. As long as it's not my best player.
Yeah.
They're definitely right for the picking, but they'll fetch you something in a trade if you really want to. They'll get you a little more than a Clay Holmes will get. Or we end up with
there's teams out there who maybe need a power bat down the stretch. You got something there. Most contending teams probably have a pretty competent first baseman, but
yeah, I guess
you could always use somebody. Like look at the Twins this year trading Nelson Cruz to the Rays, right? They actually got a pretty decent haul for 2 months of Nelson Cruz.
Yeah,
now,
Jim's
if
talking about
goes to Yoshi, like if Yoshi goes to Nelson Cruz level, then we're talking like that. Great.
Jim's over here talking about competitive teams having a good first baseman. He must not have watched that 13 through 15 Pirates.
Screaming for Colin Moran on that team.
That is true.
No, but seriously, if you can get him re-signed to a competitive deal, there's too much upside there to not do it. Like why would you pass up on him? There's something that's clicked here, and if we really need the Pirates to be more competitive next year, why wouldn't you bring back Yoshi? Unless there's a CJ Crone out there that you can get for cheap.
I'm still just intrigued by Yoshi.
I am too.
Part of me feels like too, like I mean, I don't know the guy, but
Like this is not John Nagowski.
He found this groove in Pittsburgh, so maybe there's a part of him who would
Exactly
want to stay in Pittsburgh.
Look, we've been missing our Asian since Jung Ho.
We got Hoy Park too. I mean,
we've been hungry.
Right now we do. We might not next year.
Yeah.
Some decisions to make on him.
Yeah.
Well, we got G1 Bay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Get a Jung Ho. There's some issues there.
So I guess the one caveat, of course, is the whole DH. I mean, if there's no DH,
right.
Moran, Yoshi, what do you do? Again, that's why I presented that question to like Jim the other week. And I at that point, if there was no DH, I'm probably looking to trade Moran or just non-tender him, and I would go with Yoshi just because of the upside that he presents. I would rather give Yoshi a 2-year, $12 million deal than offer arbitration to Colin Moran.
I don't even think you need to give Yoshi a 2-year deal. I mean, I don't think. I think a 1 year, like I'm kind of thinking about this, like a 1 year, $2 or $3 million deal is probably outbidding everybody.
I just keep like weirdly going back to the Rich Hill deal after he came up with the Red Sox through like 38 innings and got like $4 million. So that's just where my head is right now for some reason. But
or like how
I'm
Charlie
just thinking,
Morton
like,
just gets this ridiculous deal from the Astros for no reason.
Yeah, just for some reason, some GM's going to catch on to 1 month of just great baseball play.
That way too.
Maybe bump that up to like 4, maybe 5. And let's be honest, the Pirates can do 4, maybe 5. Right? We just gave Gregory Polanco like $12 million to do absolutely nothing. And there's nobody else on this roster. So
we definitely have the money. Yeah.
They can light a little bit on fire. They've been doing it for years.
I think we're all in agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I do think that Pirates Twitter needs to get off the first baseman depth thing with the minors leagues, complaining about how we don't have much depth there, because it's the dumbest argument of all time. You don't. Just find one of these players that can hit and put them at first base.
There you go.
They can't play defense.
Which is, and now here's the funny thing
it's
about
what we've been
this.
saying forever.
Because, and this is, my mind's going there right now, and of course my mind went there last night when I'm talking about this. We say how easy it is, but yet again, to bring back the wild card years, like that was the position that the Pirates couldn't find, was a first baseman. But theoretically, yes, you just assume that you can just find a first baseman for $5-6 million a year, plug him in there. So it's like, if your Mason Martin doesn't work out, it's okay. That's what free agency is for, to fill the holes, to fill the gaps. If the gap is at first base, it's probably the best place you wanted to be. Not at shortstop, not at center field, not at catcher. If it's your first baseman, fine. Go get Jesus Aguilar for $4, $5, $6 million. Call it a day and go out there and play.
Yeah, the other thing too is like nobody has a deep first base prospect. Like no one's deep at first base. First base prospects don't even really exist for the most part.
Right.
Like they're not really prospects.
Colin Moran was a third baseman.
Right. I mean, I just pulled up the top 100.
Josh Bell's an outfielder.
In Fangraphs top 100, there are 3 first basemen. That's it. 3 out of the top 100 prospects in baseball. So it's not like, teams are just like growing first base prospects. They're not actually real things. There's no such thing as first base prospects. Mason Martin is the number 8 first base prospect in baseball. So like from a depth standpoint, Pirates are just fine.
Yeah.
I said it in our group chat, but I'll say it again. If you have a depth at first base, your farm system is in trouble.
Yeah, you don't want your best prospects playing first base.
You just the one thing I will give Ben Sherrington is that he has, as we've said before, he's brought in a bunch of like middle infielders, center fielders, catchers. And that's a bunch of guys you can move to the corners because those are the least valuable positions other than maybe third base because we're starting to see that grow a little more.
Yeah.
But corner outfielders, you can find them on cheap. First baseman, you can find them on cheap. Most of these guys that are playing those positions came up at another one.
And that's what I was going to say here too. Like, yeah, so to go to the fact about there's no depth at first base, right? Your first baseman could be Henry. Your first baseman could be Andy Rodriguez. You know, you're like, these are all prospects that people are talking and touting, right? Those could be your first baseman. The thing is, like, most of your first basemen are just failed defensive prospects at another position. Again, like Comran was a third baseman. Now he's a first because he doesn't play third that well. And of course, there's Brian Hayes. You know?
You can go through like how many of the last Pirates first basemen. None of them were first basemen.
Right. So, yeah, I'm not worried about the depth and the minor leagues about first base. Figure it out.
And worst comes to worst, like we said, sign one.
Yeah. Okay. So, sign Yoshi to a 4-year, $87 million deal. Good. Let's move forward.
Perfect. Let's move forward. And he has nothing more to add.
I'm just narrating. It's for you guys to go now.
I've brought up the last like 4 topics.
All right.
I don't really know what else there is to talk about.
Didn't get swept.
We already did that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, do you just want to talk about how the Reds are pathetic? The Reds are.
Yeah,
I mean, this is pathetic. You want to talk about collapse?
You know what? I would like to apologize for how the Reds are doing this year, and there's a drive deep to buy Castellanos. Catch me up every time.
You're an idiot.
I love how the Reds are collapsing. And honestly, I don't really care that the Cardinals are probably the team that are benefiting from it the most. It makes me happy to see the Reds collapse because they just had. I feel like they had way unrealistic expectations. You saw all those things where it's like, oh, well, the Reds are playing the Pirates 9 times down the stretch. They've got this locked up. Yeah, I want to be the team. I want to be the team responsible for the Reds missing the playoffs. I would love that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hate the Reds so much.
I mean, we've already seen it. So at the beginning of this series, the Reds, if the season ended that day, they were in a playoff spot. Now they're a game and a half back.
Yeah.
Also, as you have said before, Jim, the Padres in the playoffs would just be so much better.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think we all would rather see the Padres over the Reds.
Rather,
over the Cardinals.
Jeez, they're playing some. They don't have any pitching again. They went and got all those pitchers, and they have no pitching.
They all got hurt, and now they're facing the Dodgers and the Giants down the stretch. It's they've got a rough go of it. Like their last few weeks are tough. But it looks like they're going to win today if they haven't already.
Yeah, they did.
I think they already did. So that means they won their series against the Giants. So that's at least positive. But yeah, they gotta keep it up. Because I think we all want, I don't know, like a Dodgers Padres wild card game. Like that's must see TV. You want to see Mookie and Bellinger against Machado and Tatis. Like I want to see that game.
Like I kind of do, but at the same time, it just kills me. Now, of course, right now in September, a little bit different. In April, a lot different this aspect. But it's like it just kills me to know that one of those two teams is only making one game in the playoffs. They're about to get pirated and get knocked out. And you're gonna think like, how the hell? Like, look at San Diego's off season. How do they get a wild card and that's it? Or look at the Dodgers and think like, how the hell are they out of these playoffs? Just crazy. I mean, I would much rather see a series, but that, of course, one game end all, those two. It's going to be exciting for that game, but it's going to be kind of depressing afterwards, knowing that other team, that's it, it's done. This whole year, it's over.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
we've been through that enough.
Yeah.
It's more of a how the hell are the Giants clinching anything?
That's for sure.
How?
Charrington, take notes.
It makes no sense.
they're just all their old pitchers are just pitching out of their mind. Like I don't get it. You keep waiting for them to collapse, but it just doesn't happen. Yeah, I mean Anthony DeSclafani, Kevin Gossman,
Shout out
these
to the
guys are
Reds.
just having unreal seasons. Cueto, you basically have like the whole ex-Reds pitching staff on the Giants now.
Yep.
And yeah, they're dominating.
I'm for it.
And then not to mention Buster Posey and Brandon Crawford are like all of a sudden amazing again. Longoria's back. He's back now. So they've got Longoria back now. Chris Bryant was their starting center fielder today.
Because why not?
It's like Joe Madden's managed them.
Yeah, and like going back to the Reds thing, I don't know. I don't really have much hatred for any team out there. Even the Reds, like I don't hate the team.
I hate the Reds.
But what I'll say is I've been from day one just still lost and confused about their rebuild and their build up the squad and giving credit where it's due, and it's just like again, like this was a half-ass put together club, and it's just showing, and it just continues to show. This team just has never been that team that they've been touted for how long to be, and here we are. They're potentially not making the playoffs again.
Dinner could say that it doesn't hate the Reds. I'm a Pirates fan. I need a team to hate, and my team is the Reds. Steelers fan, I despise everything about Cleveland. Penguins, despise everything about the Flyers. I need a team to hate, especially when I'm a Pirates fan. So I want them to fail miserably, and I want to be able to go back every time I get drunk and watch the Cueto highlight.
I think the reason why I've always disliked the Reds, I mean, it's been a while now, even before I moved down here, is like all those years that the Pirates were bad, right? Like they were always really bad. But the Reds were also pretty bad too. So it was like, oh, hey, there's this one team in our series who is pretty much like the same skill level as us. And so, I felt like for the most part, season series against the Reds were always pretty evenly matched. And then, the Reds got good right before the Pirates got good. And then, the Reds kind of fell off a little bit. And yeah, it's been a good rivalry, I feel like.
Aroldis Chapman lit that rivalry up.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
And it's fun. Like, I can't wait. I want both teams to be competitive so badly so that we can trash that city.
I mean, I don't mind trashing
And
the city of
there's-
Cincinnati by any means.
Oh, they're
or
stupid
any
chili.
city in Ohio for that matter, including
Oh, Cleveland can burn.
including the one you're in, Tyler.
I rooted for the Cubs.
If you call it a
Over-
city, I guess that's just a town, huh?
No, we're a
If
village.
that. A village.
We are. We're a village. I rooted for the Cubs over Cleveland. That's how much I hate that stupid city.
I was
See,
pulling
I
for the
was
Indians.
definitely pulling for Cleveland over.
No. I did
would've-
not want that town to have a single ounce of happiness.
I would have loved for the Cubs though to just continue to never have a championship ever.
Nope.
Like that was great.
Well, that's how I feel about Cleveland.
That's what I was.
I
rooting
want
for,
them
too.
to never feel happiness.
More of a troll effect of just. Wouldn't it be lovely for the Cubs to still not win a World Series? That would be fantastic. And then the other aspect of it was Joe Maddon's trash. Francona is dominating this entire series against him. So go Indians. That's where I would.
Don't care. Nope. If I had to watch LeBron flex in the stands one more time, I'm just going to throw something through my TV.
Anyway,
I rooted
Mike
so
says
hard
the
for Golden State.
2016 Cavs. So that's another thing too. I mean, Mr. I hate Cleveland, Mr. I hate Ohio.
Yeah.
blah 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 blah, and now LeBron James is a Laker.
Stop watching. Hey,
You're
LeBron.
crazy. You're crazy. No, I'm very
I'm a
much
Kobe
like
guy.
you in real life. I'll put it that way.
I am a Kobe
And-
guy.
You're welcome. In
It's
like
Kobe
my
shirt.
everyday life, I need someone to hate. Like that's how
Kobe system
I get
shirt.
motivated by anger. That I always have. But I don't know. Like when it comes to sports and teams, I don't know. I guess I'm not that invested into it. Like I have to hate a team because it's not me playing.
Yep.
I guess.
Nope, I
don't know.
do. Nope.
See,
I need Cleveland fans to not feel any happiness ever.
I guess the
I
closest
hate
would be the Patriots.
a lot.
Like I,
Nope.
but I'm a Dolphins fan and the Patriots. But at the same time, my brother is a Patriots fan, so that's I guess why. But I think it's more of just a show than actual true hatred of really anything.
No, it's true hatred. I want them to feel no happiness ever.
Yeah. No, I mean, I believe you. I know yours is true hatred. I'm just saying for me, like, I guess the closest would be the Patriots. And I think it's more of just for like, I'm supposed to more than like, I really actually hate them. Because again, talking to, I forget, I think it's on the hub. I don't hate Tom Brady like at all. I actually really like and enjoy him.
I don't hate Tom Brady. I used to.
I hate him,
likable.
but like he actually has become likable. But I still hate him. I hate that I like him now.
Yes.
I
have said that
agree
so
with
many times now.
Yes.
I hate the fact that I like him. I want him to go away. I want him to retire and go into broadcasting or something so I can like him.
See, I don't
Kind of
wanna
like
go
how I
right
like
now.
Tony Romo.
I don't really like him.
I do though.
I think he's annoying.
See, I think he's great.
Well, he's not from Cleveland, so I don't hate him.
From Wisconsin, right?
Isn't he from Illinois? Or he went to
But he went to
college in
Eastern
Illinois.
Illinois, I think.
some FCS school.
All right,
Either
what's
way.
I
next
hate-
on the agenda.
Cleveland burn.
I hate a lot of people. Most people I hate, actually. Like if you went through a list of sports teams, I hate more teams than I don't hate.
That's
Yeah, it
that's
sounds
just
about
so
right.
crazy to me. I don't know. It's not that I'm out there like with the Rob Lowe hat on NFL, like go every team out there, like. But I don't know. I don't hate teams. It's not that I enjoy and I root for every team or such, but it's just whatevs. I mean,
There's
honestly,
probably-
even the Cubs, even the Cardinals. Like I don't hate them, but I enjoy watching them lose.
There are honestly probably only 5 teams in Major League Baseball that I don't hate.
We know one's the Padres.
Like I don't hate the Padres. I don't hate the Blue Jays.
Our listeners are questioning. They're wondering: is the
I-
Pirates one
I'm
of those
okay
5
with both
teams
of
for
them.
Jim? Does Jim hate or
The-
love the Pirates? We're
Yeah.
not sure.
I mean,
I'm-
it's the Pirates are a little bit of both.
Jim, so far I'm on board.
And like I don't hate the Angels.
I don't hate them. They're just irrelevant.
Yeah,
I don't hate the Rays.
Hate them. I hate the Rays.
But like that's all I can think of right now.
No, I hate the Rays.
White Sox.
I'm so tired of the Pirates should be like the Rays talk that I hate them.
I can
And I'm
respect that.
tired of them taking our players and turning them good. I hate them. Also, Joe Madden's from there.
Again, I can respect that.
I appreciate the way they do business, but I feel like I would lose my mind if I was a fan of them. Because they'll just
Yeah, being a
brainwash you into
fan
thinking
would-
everything they do is
Would be harsh.
correct.
I absolutely get that.
Also, if you're a Rays fan, you go to a game, there's 14 people there, and you're 90 and 60.
Yeah.
Because nobody cares about your stupid franchise because your stadium is filling in.
Yeah, I like the Marlins.
Yeah, it's
No.
weird. I just think they're irrelevant. Also, I don't think Jeter should have any more success in his life.
Oh God,
He's had enough.
so it's personal to you. No, they've been like
Yeah.
my adopted team. living down here. Plus, they're AA now AAA teams in Jacksonville, and I don't know. I've just
Let's see. I hate the
sadly
Yankees, hate
one of
the
my
Mets,
favorite
hate the
players
Phillies.
also was Jose Fernandez. God,
You know,
R.I.P.
I don't mind the White Sox. They don't bother me because they're like little brother that always sucks. But now I don't like them because of La Russa.
That's the thing. I like to watch the White Sox. I think they have a fun team, but I still hate them.
Maybe the Rangers. But then there was that time that
The Rangers.
Odor got punched.
I hate the Rangers.
I just feel you talk about
Um,
irrelevant. I mean, the Rangers.
I hate the Diamondbacks.
Yep, I hate them too.
Why?
Brewers, I hate them. Yeah, there's that whole thing where they threw a Kutch, didn't like it.
Yeah,
Well,
they
okay,
look-
okay, yeah. Okay.
That was Tony La Russa too.
Yep. Cardinals hate them.
It's a common theme here. Cardinals, Diamondbacks, White Sox.
Yeah.
Mets
Anything
hate
that
'em,
has
What about the
anything
Dodgers?
to do with La Russa.
Red Sox hate them.
Hate the Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't like Dodgers.
Now the Dodgers are like they're a
Um,
team I can respect. I can respect the Dodgers, but I still hate them.
Yeah,
I don't
like-
hate the Red Sox. I mean, again, I don't really hate any team, but what I'll say
No, I
is,
hate the Red Sox.
I hate the Red
the Red Sox will
No,
always
Boston
have a
fans
little.
are miserable. No, the Boston fans have won way too much.
No, well, they have that. You're absolutely. So fans and teams to me are just different. There's fan
No,
bases
they're
that I
not.
can't stand.
No.
No,
And it
no.
lumped
starts
together.
numero uno
Yep.
with the Florida Gators. But anyways, like the
Astros cheated. They're out.
I don't
Hate 'em.
the Red Sox will always have a soft spot for me, just for that incredible comeback against the Yankees when they beat the Yankees, right?
I don't hate the Royals.
I've always liked Manny. I've always liked Ortiz, Johnny Damon. Like that team was fun.
Yeah, well, you're stupid. I don't hate the Royals.
I'm stupid. That's no.
I don't hate the Royals either.
No.
Run out of teams there, Jim.
But I think that's 4 that we've named that I don't hate.
All right. Well, let's move on.
Any teams in the Carolinas?
We're just like naming just naming things. Do you hate this or not? Yes. No.
I kind of like the idea.
I mean, there was at one point, I remember there was a night in college, when you're just sitting around with your buddies and you're drinking and you're just talking about stupid stuff. And somebody went through, we
We
through
decided to put it
all-
on a podcast tonight.
we went through all the power conferences in college football and basketball for that matter. And we just went through all the teams and we counted how many of them that we hate. And I got up to like 140.
What the
Don't-
F, Jim?
Hey, we'll wrap it up with this. It'll be 5 minutes. Let's go, Jim. Ready? White Sox.
Hate.
Hate.
I don't hate any team.
Bernardo.
So just
Yeah, you're a loser.
I get okay. I'll put
Indians.
care or don't care. I care. I like them.
Indians.
hate.
Hate.
Hate. Yeah.
Tigers. Hate.
Hate. Yeah.
I just don't care.
Royals. Don't hate.
I don't hate the Royals. Yeah.
I don't either.
No.
Twins. I don't hate.
Yeah, you know what? I don't hate the Twins. I actually kind of like Joe Mauer and those teams. Yeah.
I'm
Can we
with
go
you.
back about the Tigers? I like the Tigers. I actually always have too.
And honestly, the Tigers, no, screw them. They're our AL Central Division rivals.
Exactly.
no, they're cool.
No.
Yeah, I don't
Dude,
actually care about the
those
Tigers.
mid 2000 Tigers, like those are sweet ass teams.
No, they're
They suck.
that series. I don't like them.
Whatever.
All right, Orioles.
I don't.
And they're irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like them just because they suck so much.
All right, Red Sox. I hate.
Hate them.
Don't care.
Yankees.
Hate them.
Hate.
They're closest, but they've become more likable. If that makes any sense.
What? How have the
Yeah.
Yankees become more likable in any way?
I just feel over the past few years they've become a little more likable. Their facial hair
How?
thing just needs to stop.
Like, what has been one likable thing the Yankees have done?
I mean,
Ever.
Aaron Judge, Giancarlo
Other than
Stanton.
sign Garrett Cole.
Aaron Judge is just like, Jeter in that he's like the most overrated baseball player. In
He
the
is.
Rays. I hate.
I'm just saying. They're
league. All right. So I said I didn't hate the Rays or the Blue Jays.
no.
Bernardo doesn't care.
I like the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, I don't care either.
I like
I
them.
don't hate them. Astros hate.
Hate.
Yeah. They
Angels, we're in agreement.
Yeah. Angels are fine.
Athletics, that's a tough one.
I hate.
You know
the
what?
A's.
I hate them. I do hate them because that stupid movie, and I think Billy Bean is overrated.
I just find.
I
him
think he's
indifferent.
really. I think he's really good at his job.
I think he is overrated. He's like the ace now,
Okay. Yeah, I don't like the A's.
where it's like, I think they're
I
like
kind
the
of feel like
race
the A's only get interesting in like the second half of September into the playoffs. That's
The
it.
A's are just that team that like always show up in the playoffs, but you just don't really care and you don't want to see them because like they don't actually have anybody good on their team. They just happen to win games. Like,
Well, they got Marte this year, baby.
which is why I hate. Mariners, I hate because Ichiro is the most overrated player of all time.
See,
I hate the Mariners,
Ken Griffey
and I've
Jr.,
always
baby.
hated the Mariners. And you know why? I don't know if I've told this story before, but why I hate the Mariners and also why I hate Ken Griffey Jr.
whoa,
Wow.
hold up, no,
This
there
could
will be
have been a whole
no
show.
slant. I'm taking Jim off right now. He's muted.
Yeah. Here we go.
You're actually muted. I muted you.
Well, I just unmuted me. No, I've hated the Mariners almost my whole life.
So tell the story.
What's the story here?
It's all from the movie Little Big League.
Oh, okay. Move on, Tyler. Next.
Little Big League.
No.
Ken Griffey Jr. robs the home.
Go ahead, Tyler. He's muted again.
Well, getting back to Jim's personal stories, we're going to go with the Rangers next. I'm going to go with a hate because Ron Washington did cocaine.
I don't hate. I just find him different. Actually, him taking cocaine makes them more interesting than what they are currently. So,
Yeah, it was more of an inside joke, but whatever.
right. Yeah, because, Jim's tweets. But anyways, we'll go past that.
All right. we
Jim
can just skip over
can't
the-
answer, though, because he's still muted. Because he's still
We'll go-
triggered over a children's movie.
We're going to go ahead and skip over that whole NL Central because, hey. Braves. Hate.
Hate.
I don't mind that. I mean, how can you hate
What?
I don't want to see
How
them
can you
win.
not hate the
I mean,
Braves? I'm
it's-
muting you.
You can't mute me. I'm the producer. I got all control. And then Jim's gonna find a way to mute me. I don't know. Acuna. I mean, they're kind of a fun team too. Freeman.
They
Acuna,
took-
I'm not holding grudges over 1993 either.
Yeah, but then they also take advantage of a bunch of young kids. And that's not wrong.
Yeah, let's rewind and say it differently. But they did break a lot of rules, and that GM
There we go.
was taken care of.
Marlins hate. They got a stupid club in their outfield.
Hey,
The reason why I hate the
don't talk
Marlins,
ish.
I hate the
Clevelander.
Marlins just
Also
because
Jeter.
they just they put together super fun teams every once in a while, and then they just break them up. I don't like it. I hate them.
All right, fair. Mets hate.
Hate.
Phillies hate. Nationals.
Hate. I hate the Nationals.
Come on, man. Juan Soto. You just hate the Nationals because they have the best player. They have the guy.
No,
I
better
like
than
Juan
Fernando
Soto,
Tatis.
but I hate the Nationals.
Whatever.
Yeah, I hate them too.
Yeah.
Because they got all babyish when Tabata leaned in.
That's true. That actually is one reason why I hate them.
Diamondbacks hate. Through a
Yeah.
Kutch.
Yeah.
Rockies, I just don't like them for some
I just
reason.
like
because
to
they
dunk on them.
now the Rockies cheat. They play at high altitude and bump up their numbers.
They're
I don't
just
like
dumb and terrible. And for all the all the talk and trash that people like to give the Pirates,
They like to
Rockies are
talk
just-
up their numbers like they hit so many
the
bombs.
Rockies
Woo,
are
you play it in the
garbage.
moon.
It's a garbage organization right now. Complete garbage.
Garbage franchise.
It's a terrible organization. I will say this though, I can't say that I hate the Rockies.
I hate them.
I
No,
feel
they bump
bad.
up their numbers.
for the Rockies. Can't hate them.
I don't like their stupid park.
I love their park.
Actually, the
I
park is
don't.
nice.
I don't enjoy watching players get like 500-foot singles.
Coors Field, but have you ever been there?
No, I don't leave Ohio.
It's one of my favorite parks I've been to.
Okay, well, screw you, Jim. Dodgers were hate.
They were a hate, yeah.
Padres were okay with. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that's made me hate them lately. Giants, I hate.
Yep. Big time.
And that wraps up our hate or not.
Cool.
You're welcome, Nardo.
Thrilling.
Great segment. Great segment.
What I do, I bring it.
All right. Well, North Shore 9 Live.
Go watch
NS9
Thursday Night
Live.
Football.
Love or hate? Hate. All right. So we out of here now?
It's Thursday Night Football time.
Oh, that's right. There is a game going on, huh?
It's a really bad game, though.
It's a very bad game.
Is Saquon doing anything? I think I benched him.
I don't know if he's playing, is he?
I saw him questionable.
He might be playing, but he might be like limited.
He's got 4 carries for 46 yards.
Oh, okay.
Of course he does.
He's having himself a day.
All right.
Leonardo, we gotta work on this draft next year.
Yes, we do.
All right. Did you say you benched Bark? You didn't start him?
I did not.
Who did you start over him? Like, who are
Shut
your
up,
2 running
Jim.
backs you're playing over Saquon Barkley?
I
would
am
like to hear this.
playing.
No wonder you're so bad at
The-
fantasy
the-
football.
the guy from KC
Clyde
Okay, Clyde
Edwards-Helaire.
Edwards-Helaire.
and I think Ronald Jones again.
Jeez,
You bench
There was talks
Saquon
about
for
him
Ronald
being very limited in
Jones.
this game because his knee and
It's
just it's a Thursday
It
night
doesn't
game.
Saquon.
matter. It doesn't
You
matter.
wait.
He
until
looked like trash
you
last
know.
week.
He's still like a
He's
top
still
5
Saquon.
player. Like, he's top 5 running back in the league.
Shut up.
Leonardo, we're gonna work on this.
My God, he does 4 for 46.
Wow.
All right. Well, you don't have a touchdown, so
Yet.
Yeah.
all right, let's get out of here. We'll see you guys
Yeah.
next week if you haven't tuned out and stopped listening permanently from now on. Bye bye.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
See you guys.